Hello, this is Steve and Steve here. Uh, I'm with Ethan.
Hi guys, this is Ethan. We are actually hanging out here in our development environment. We are both software developers, and we try to share with you guys some of the knowledge. And hopefully, some of you guys will find this video helpful. And yeah, just join us. Welcome.
Thank you. Today we are going to make a React app that shows a very basic React app. Just shows a list of stuff. What kind of list should we show? List of hobbies?
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. We're doing a very simple app just to get some of you guys who are learning React, basically an overview, almost like a more complete introduction to it, I guess. So you'll be able to familiarize yourself with the very first step. We're probably gonna have more videos about React in the future, but we're trying to start this as an introduction for some of you guys that probably say, oh my goodness, React is so complicated. So we're trying to really basically see if both of us together will be able to clarify some things for you guys. So hope you enjoy it.
Hope you enjoy it. In this project, we are going to use webpack and Node as a backend, and use React as the front end.
Awesome. Let's do it, Steve.
So let me in my other screen. You guys won't see it. I'm just open my other project as a reference. You might not just open up other project as a reference.
Yeah, so we just really open up the project to bring the environment all together for you guys. I know we should have done this, but again, we're trying to do it as we recording it for you guys. This is not all planned, so this is just impromptu, do it alone, follow alone type of thing, and sharing it as we do it.
Awesome. Oh, the quick time, make it the other
So
screen.
just to let you guys know, Steve and I, we are mostly MERN developers.
MERN.
MERN
Stands for MongoDB, Express, Node,
and famous React.
React.
So
That's right.
yeah, we know there's many different ones out there, but whatever stack you choose, I think that the MERN stack basically is very helpful to at least understand. React is a very common
Yes, the most popular
library. Yeah.
Front-end library.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if you really can't go wrong with learning React. React is really like front end popular, like number one.
Yeah.
So it's always good. I mean, as you guys probably already know, React is like one of the big things in the front end these days. So you don't need that many reasons to learn it.
Yeah.
But also, if we may add, it can be pretty complicated, right?
Yeah. In the beginning, maybe, but once you get on of it, then it will be easy for you. It will be easy.
Okay, guys. Hopefully, one day, for those of you who may find it a bit complicated, you'll find it a lot easier. So, without further ado, I think we've been talking a little bit too much now, Steve. Let's get to coding.
All right, let's first figure out the. Let's first create the npm project, which is npm init. We are just using the default settings here. By the way, we in another video we also experimented with npm init-y to create a package.json with default settings. So let's open this project with the WebStorm. WebStorm is my favorite IDE, but there's other free IDEs too.
Yeah,
Like,
Sublime is a good one. I like Sublime too.
Yeah.
Atom is another nice one too.
Yeah. And another one, some people start using it. It's Visual Studio Code.
Yeah, you told me about that one. So whichever one you guys want, whichever is your choice, is fine.
Awesome.
I think
Yeah, you can.
WebStorm is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. As well as I heard Adam is very good with React as well too. So really depends on your choice, guys. Steve is a totally WebStorm type of person. Yeah.
I used WebStorm. I used Atom before, but I think I like WebStorm better because the Atom has the code alignment problem.
Right. Right.
The code indentation, it doesn't do it as automatically as WebStorm does it.
Right. Right. So that could be a plus if you're developing. Okay. Awesome. So let's do the coding now.
Okay, first we've created the package.json. Now let's create the folder structure. The scaffolding. Start scaffolding.
Scaffolding, guys.
So let's first create a folder called server. It will host the backend. I'm gonna create a folder for client src.
So for those of you guys who probably new to this, the mkdir basically is to make a folder. Basically, it helps you create a folder. That's a command line. So that's all that is.
Yeah, that's a bash, which is the command line for Unix and Mac OS.
Yeah. So that's all that is, guys. So I know some of you probably way like ahead of this, but just in case if you're watching this video and then you're not really familiar with the command lines, so that's what that is.
Good point. By the way, you can use in the Linux too.
Yes.
It's the same command. Alright, we make the client src. It will host our React app under it. The next, what should we do next? Let's do the webpack stuff.
Yeah.
Let's create a file called webpack.config.js. This is the webpack configuration file. In this file, the computer becomes slow again.
What is up with the computer going slow today? Are we having one of those developer days?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, well, welcome to the live, guys. That's our developers. That's what happens. You can never be too sure.
You can never be too sure.
Nope.
Cool. Alright, I'm just going to copy some boilerplate code
Yeah.
from my existing project to this project. Oh, my keyboard just lost connection again. Let's wait for a while for the keyboard to come back.
Guys, by the way, this is not really, the keyboard is not that old, it's really new. So it's not really a kind of like get a new keyboard type of problems. It seems to be with the connection.
Yeah.
So bear with us.
Yeah, probably it will happen again.
Awesome. So what we just did is that we copied this file.
Yeah.
And then we bring it over.
Right, we'll bring it over. And so first let's start from the top. From the path is node package. You can use path to find the absolute URL on the disk given a current folder location and the folder and the path. It put the current folder. It put them together.
Okay.
This module just make sure the path is correct.
Yeah. So that's just one of the, basically one of the day-to-day that kind of things that you do when you're starting a webpack, right? You have to require the path.
Actually, yeah, we do.
Mm-hmm.
We use in the output. We use it here. Cool. Next is a common chunk plugin. We use this plugin when we have multiple entry. We have a multiple React app in the project. Normally, if your project just have just a standalone React project, then probably you don't need this.
Right, but if you're gonna be implementing more than one, then yeah, you would want to do that, right? It's for multiple.
Yeah, for example, in a project I worked on, there's on one HTML page, there's two separate React app on one page.
Right.
They are not related, so that's
Yeah.
so we use.
So that's one case that you will be using. You will be using the common chunk plugin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you have, like an instance, if you have more than one React app and one page, then yeah, this will be definitely.
It will extract the common part of these two React app.
Right. Got it. Already.
And we also import the extract text plugin. What's with this? This plugin is
Yeah, what is this plugin? Let's explain it to them. There are so many different plugins, but
yeah. This is for CSS, actually. For CSS, we import the CSS in the JavaScript, and then when we generate the bundle file, which is the output of the webpack. Webpack take some JavaScript and bundle it together and output to one JavaScript file. You could in your JavaScript file import CSS. Then without this plugin, the CSS would be in the JavaScript file.
yeah.
With this plugin, it will extract the CSS to a separate file.
So just think of this as like an extraction of CSS. Basically. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but it really has to do with extracting the CSS and then put it into a separate file.
Right.
Awesome. Let's keep it going.
All right. Since we imported these two files, we probably need to npm install them. Okay, for this file, the common chunk plugin, I would just in the last project, I just created manually. So I would create it manually again this time. Okay, in the server, we are going to create a folder called public, which stores the static HTML file. And we have a normal structure. I create a JS folder to host the static JS. That's a mistake.
What?
I created a JS file, which is not supposed to.
Oh, okay. It happens. Yeah. So basically, what we're doing, we create a public folder on the server, and now we're gonna be creating a JS.
Yeah, well, we create a public folder here in this project. Then later we will serve. We use node to serve the files under this directory to the port maybe 80 or 3000
Right.
to serve them. That's the public file. I'm going to create.
Well, we probably should talk as we're doing it because that some folks probably have no idea. They probably like, wow, they either moving too fast or they're not explaining.
That's
So-
a good point.
Let's try to talk as we do it.
Okay, let's. Okay, and I'm creating a new file, new JavaScript file, and I'm name it common chunk plugin. This file, after we are done, I'm going to upload it to GitHub so that you guys have access to this project. You
Right.
can use it as your boilerplate. You can use it as your starting point when you work on a React project. Now I'm going to copy the content of the common chunk plugin. The computer is slow today. Okay, it has some red marks because probably because we haven't set the. Let's teach people how to troubleshoot, right? So we just hover the mouse on top of the red dot. You see the string template are not supported by the JavaScript version. To correct this, the reason for this is WebStorm default. By default, it uses ES5, which is the older version of JavaScript. And this is a new version of the JavaScript syntax. So we just let the WebStorm know we are going to choose the new, let it use new syntax.
Right.
So here.
So it's a WebStorm issue, not necessarily an issue. It's just that WebStorm does not recognize the version of JavaScript that we're using. So that's why they put the red under it. But we're trying to get it out so that way you guys can get it clear, and then you can find it, and then you'll be able to follow along and not thinking these are mistakes.
Yeah, these are
just
They're
an
not
error.
mistakes.
They are not mistakes. Awesome.
Awesome. So how they do it? Just go to the. If you use WebStorm like me, you can just open the preference. You can click the file. The WebStorm, and go to preference. Then on the left, under language and framework, choose JavaScript. Then on the right, choose ECMAScript 6.
Yeah.
How to spell? How to pronounce?
ECMAScript 6. Yeah. So that's basically what we do. So the reason why we did this is because we're trying to get rid of the red marks. So all we did was go into WebStorm and then go under what did we go under when we went in there?
Preference.
Yeah, we go under preference, and then we just select the version and let WebStorm know which version of JavaScript we are using. And the one we're using is ECMAScript 6. So if you also have the same issue, you can do the same thing. If not, you can still follow along with that. It doesn't mean that it's an error, so don't worry about it. But we just personally we just want to get rid of the red underline, so that way it looks better.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. Yeah, programmers, we want to we want the code to look good to have an enjoyable working environment.
Right. Folks, the earlier you can get used to making your code clean, the better it is. That's our suggestion. It's the same thing as any habit. As a developer, you want to create good habits for yourself as well. So the earlier you get it, the better, and the more likely you remember to do it.
Right. Yeah, if you can't do it, then don't worry. As you do more stuff, you can get better.
Get better. Practice makes
Yeah.
better.
What's the word? What's that sentence? Practice makes perfect.
Oh, okay. Yeah, practice makes perfect.
I'm just trying to make some stuff.
No, but it's true. You know, practice is definitely good. You want to stay practicing. And another thing that we also want to point out is this. You know, developing and coding is about doing. You know, doing as you do, you improve a whole lot. Like you, I mean, if you've been coding for a while, you can compare your very first code to wherever you at right now. You'd see the difference. So it's all about really the doing.
Yeah.
But I think we're talking a little bit too much now. Folks probably be like, "Come on, guys, just do it." So let's get through it, guys.
Okay, maybe some folks like it. Okay, let's cool. Now we down the common chunks plugin. We need to set, because I copied this, I need to change the route, change the directory, change the path here. Probably it will be still a server, still public. Actually, that's the same path. Okay, cool. Now let's install extract the text. This plugin, just to copy the name and go to terminal. Yeah, that's what I like about WebStorm. It's an integrated terminal inside the IDE. Yeah.
Of course, but I mean, Cloud9 also have that too, you know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Cool. Some folks maybe like Cloud9.
Maybe. But guys, you know, we like all of the platforms. It's just that sometimes, you know, Steve like using WebStorm a whole lot. I try to use different IDE sometimes just to experiment, and sometimes I try to give him a hard time because, you know, just to do it. That's all. But WebStorm is definitely a good IDE, guys. It sure is.
Yeah.
And we were not paid to say that, but hey.
Yeah, we not paid. We didn't get a referral fee. I didn't get any referral fee.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
So now we do npm I.
I stands for install.
So we do npm I to do the install, as some of you may probably use npm install. It's fine. Gesundheit.
Sorry.
Gesundheit. That's me. Bless you. Yeah.
Oh, Gesundheit. Thank you.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, then copy the name of the package and use why is goes to next line? Just a good -s. To avoid confusing folks, that's just using normal command line here. npm I -s. What that -s mean? It saves this dependency into package.json. So later if you work with a team, then the other team can pull this project and they can just run npm install to install this module or package.
Right.
Or if you deploy it to a server, then you can just run npm install later to install this dependency.
Awesome point. It's really good because sometimes, you know, when you're working as a developer and then other developers have worked on something, really the best thing that they can do for you is to let you know what they are using, you know, so that way you can really communicate clearly, and, you know, other developers can also understand what kind of modules or npm that you use for that project.
Yeah. Also, they can just easily run a command to install all the needed module.
Right. Cool.
Without asking you. You imagine you work.
Exactly. Especially if you work in remote. I mean, you know what I mean.
You want people to Slack, on the Slack, ask you, did you use that module? Did you use that module?
Right. So a good way to basically prevent that from happening, guys, just throw in the -s there.
Yeah, I use it most of the time.
Yeah, I use it all the time as well.
Good point. I think this video is pretty long already. Let's meet you next time, folks. It's yeah, 10 minutes, right?
This video is already 10 minutes.
Where can we see the time?
Wait, this is. Did you stop it?
No, I haven't. I'm going to now.